dengan cara berkongsi, siapa pengurusi yang sesi ini. Jika saya memperkenalkan penerjun kita bagi sidang hari ini, iaitu Dr. Razali di Masa. Sebelum sidang dimulakan, ingatkan tuan-tuan untuk membuat ibasan QR pendaftaran semasa masuk ke sidang bagi memastikan pendaftaran tuan-tuan lengkap. Ingatkan juga kepada tuan dan puan untuk imbas QR penilaian yang telah disediakan selepas sidang berakhir. Hadirin sekalian, setiap penentang akan diberi masa selama 10 minit untuk menentangkan hasil penyelidikan diikuti dengan sesi soal jawab selama 5 minit berbeza berundik. Untuk memastikan setiap bentangan berjalan lancar, lonceng akan dibunyikan sebanyak 2 kali. Lonceng pertama akan dibunyikan sekali pendidik dan kertas 3 minit akan diangkat sebagai isyarat masa penggunaan tersebut bagi 3 minit. Lonceng bermula akan dibunyikan sebanyak 2 kali pada minit ke-10 dan kertas tangan akan diangkat sebagai isyarat bahawa masa keterangan telah tamat. Kemudian, sidang akan teruskan lagi dengan sesi soal jawab selama 5 minit pada juri kepada pembentang. Lonceng akan dibunyikan sekali menandakan bahawa soal jawab telah tamat. Tanpa memberikan masa lagi, dipersilakan pembentang pertama untuk menetapkan hasil pendidikan yang bertajuk Please consider the teacher's use of grammar activities as presented approach in teaching English in primary as our classrooms yang akan disampaikan oleh Dr. Ismail. Silakan.
Thank you. Terima kasih. Okay. Research teaching and primary as a classroom. Okay. So that you should sit around that the Malaysia believe that education can shape the development of the economy and also human capital. And this is in the education blueprint 1913 to 2021 that each and every school leaders, teachers, parents, and community has an important role to play in ensuring the young people in their class are moving towards this aspiration. Okay, therefore, actually, okay, the responsibilities are shouldered by the teachers. They shouldered by the teachers, and then only one teacher actually can produce quality teaching. And the quality teacher and quality teaching actually focus on students and learning. So, our students actually need some teachers who are student-centered, okay, who practice student-centered, they practice control and behavior mediation, competent instructors, articles, enthusiastic about teaching, and knowledgeable about subject, and also they must be very professional. Okay, and for efficient learning to take place in the classroom, it depends actually on the action taken by the teachers. Okay, this is stated by Shawan in 2010. Okay, so now we will go to the research problem. Okay, research problem. Okay, due to rapid challenges in the workplace, teachers are required to implement pedagogical strategies which are student-centered, and then to integrate new technologies, and the learning should be fun, meaningful, and purposeful learning activities. Okay, and based on the few research, okay, here I put the two here. Okay, Madon and Leila 2015 was looking for the involvement of the students in the teaching and learning process. And they found out that teachers encouraging teachers. What teachers they want, the teacher pass their knowledge to the detail expecting the student to get involved in the learning process. Okay, and another research that was done by Salina, CT Salina Ramli in 2018, the most prevalent approach that they look for the approaches implemented or implemented approach, and they found out that the most prevalent approach and information is information-based approach. This approach requires the teacher to deliver the input to the students without focusing on the activities, without focusing on the students. It's just teacher centered. Okay, and then the teaching actually both two examples. The teaching took place in school and it was taught by the experienced teacher, English teachers. They depicted a real situation that happened in school. Okay, and therefore, the example for my research is are 2 pre-service Dato teachers, so 6 pre-service Dato teachers, 1 man and 1 female, 1 male, 5 females. Okay, and the data collection method as expected for this is qualitative research. So the data was collected through observation during their practical, and observation was done 3 times for each participant. So for 6 participants, so 3 times 6, so 18 observations was done. Okay, and then the instrument for this is I use video recording. Why I use video recording? Because I want to make sure that each and everything was captured. So I don't want to miss any information. So and also I use observation form, taxonomy of English language teaching techniques that was established by Brown 2001, and the list of characteristics of student-centered approach that was developed by Harriman 2018. And then the data analysis, it was manually inductive, analysis and trustworthiness. And I also use interview as well as document analysis. So the results, okay, number of lessons conducted, a number of drama activities applied by those students. Okay, a number of lessons, but there are a lot of lessons because I through the lesson plan, I analyzed every lesson plan by the students. So altogether 160 lesson plans. Okay, so and then pre-service teachers use of drama activities during observation. This is only done during the observation, and then for Lily 0. Okay, so I need to put a pseudonym for them. Okay, Lily 0 activities done. Okay, sorry, 0 drama activities done during the observation. 3 observations for each, and Malia 3, Alia 3, Chong nothing. Okay, the men, and Malhatu 10, as well as Nadia, only 3. So those are the list of the types of drama activities used by them: puppetry, drama, reader theatre, mask, and role play. Okay, so the results and findings, another one, is that number and type of drama activities utilized by pre-service TESOL teachers. So if you look at this table, it found that all the drama activities used by the TESOL teachers in the classroom falls into under controlled activity. What are controlled activities? Controlled activities is, for example, the controlled activities as the teacher deliver the input to the student, focusing only on the input. Okay, no activities done. Okay, no activities done. And also another example is that demonstration that falls under the control activity. Okay, so how do pre-service TESOL teachers use drama activities for teaching English in primary? Yes, our classroom. So it is found that teacher-centered approach was employed by the students. It's not student-centered. Okay, why? Because the teacher delivered the content. Okay, delivered the content, and teachers ask questions, student answer, and then when they want to use the drama activities, for example, puppetry, the students actually, the teacher actually supply the script. It's not the students come up with the points ataupun the script, or they come up with their own dialogue. Okay, and then teachers decided on the lesson or activities, and teacher asked lots of questions. But however, there are student-centered approach elements. There are some student-centered approach elements adopted. Okay, so based on this here, characteristics of student-centered approach: student involvement, group, our power, teacher, as facilitator, and also funding. Because actually, even though it is teacher-centered, but then the students were having fun in the classroom. Okay, so and then the 5 use drama activities is TCA, teacher-centered approach. Okay, 1 is teacher's choice of vocabulary. Students sit at the place and listen to the teacher, and then teachers have the full control of drama activities, what kind of drama activities they want to use. Okay, the students just follow, and then the teacher did not emphasize on developing higher order thinking skills. That's the reason why the teacher gave the template to the students, and they actually didn't encourage creativity, to enhance the creativity of the students. And the teachers try to vocabulary and drill, blah blah blah. Sorry, just want to be fast. Okay, then conclusion and discussion, conclusion, and recommendation. So recommendation that teacher educators should conduct self-study. So I really recommend self-study here to evaluate their own practice and pre-service teachers practice. So for your information, especially the students here, self-study is focusing on the teacher's practice, whereby actual research focus on the students' progress. Okay, that's a different. Okay, more future research on student-centered approach to be carried out in the teacher education level, which focus on pre-service teachers' beliefs, as well as the study can also be extended to be used in other areas of study with such as project-based approach. Okay, thank you.
Tanya kepada pemerintah. Saya jawab lagi.
Student nak tanya tu, dia boleh tanya tak? Kalau
Any questions from the students from your audience? No.
okay, ada. Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Kebetulan Dr. Faiza, sorry saya minta maaf lah sebab saya sebenarnya menggantikan tempat panel lain pagi ni. Jadi saya tak dapat pula info yang pagi ni semua presenter semua in English. Okay. So saya boleh tanya pembentang dalam bahasa Melayu, mungkin presenter boleh jawab dalam bahasa Melayu atau bahasa Inggeris lah. Up to you. Okay, tanya congratulations to Dr. Faiza. It's very good research to as a enrichment knowledge to our students, PhD, PhD student. Okay, kalau tengok pada presentation tadi, Dr. Faiza ada find out characteristic in our PhD.
In what?
Characteristic. PhD lah dia respondent.
Okay, characteristic in respondent.
Yeah.
Okay.
You define characteristic from the drama activities lah. Slide yang characteristic.
Characteristics of the
Okay. Of SCA. Student involvement, group of framework, teachers, fun learning. Kan? Okay. From that, macam mana how to you develop the skill of drama activities in your students? Ataupun boleh saya tanya daripada drama activities tu apa yang responden yang boleh get some knowledge to deliver
how you
to apply
based on that drama activity. Okay, for example, readers theater. One of the drama activities is readers theater. Readers theater whereby the students will read, actually reading, that is to improve the students reading skill. Okay, students reading skill whereby the students will read the script, okay, the dialogue in groups. In groups, they will every student will take their role. For example, in that particular dialogue, they have the role of a teacher, the role of the, for example, for this maybe a king, okay, the queen. So they take the role. And what they did in class is that they only give the ready-made script to the students. How to apply a student-centered approach whereby we can encourage the students actually to come up with their own script. Okay, maybe we can just give them the situation and they come up with their own dialogue. And then based on that dialogue, they present it to the class using they present it to the class with actions, gestures, facial expressions, okay, and also different kind of voices that they can use. So those are the things that they can use. But actually in this research, what I found out that the teachers use the ready-made script. So when the teacher use ready-made script, it becomes teacher-centered. But if the teacher asks the students to come up with their own dialogue, then it can be student-centered.
That's all.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions from the students, maybe?
Yes. Then
Excited pula. Yeah. I see. Okay.
May not like the drama activities or like very not engaged in the activity. So based on your observations of videos, what are the issues of the
I see. Okay. I say now active students, right? Some of them they are very shy, right? Okay, it's not necessarily that you choose something that like role play, right? They can use mask, whereby they can just cover their face so the audience do not need to look at them. So in the beginning, I admit that it's not easy for the teacher actually to use drama as a student-centered in the classroom, especially in the primary school. But I believe that teachers should have the belief in themselves that if they actually use drama activities in the beginning, and when the students are really used to that, so gradually they have the interest, and they will trying to improve their language actually. Okay, in the beginning, yes, sometimes they need to use this to teacher-centered, but then gradually teacher can try to implement student-centered. Okay, then when they always use this, then the students will be excited to learn. Okay, using drama, because from my observation, I found that the students really love the activities, drama activities. Okay, so that's all. Thank you very much.
Alhamdulillah, tanya kepada pembentang, dijemput Dr. Badruddin bin Hassan untuk menyampaikan sijil kepada Dr. Faizah.
Okay, thank you.
Tanpa melengahkan masa lagi, dipersilakan pembentang seterusnya untuk membentangkan hasil pendidikan yang bertajuk Examining the Impact of Mobile Language Settings and Social Media on Rural ESL Economy Acquisition yang akan disampaikan oleh Dr. Saiful Aflan bin Baru. Dipersilakan.
Thank you, Ms. Chairman. Good morning. Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Saiful Aflan. Today, I'm going to present our study, the impact of mobile learning, language setting, and social media on rural ESL vocabulary conditions, examining their DBLN. As you can see the picture, it's the code. That's the part of the study. All right. As an English teacher, we have responsibility to supply around 2,000 up to 5,000 words throughout 6 years. My students in primary school, they only learn and use English 60 minutes a day, 5 days a week, and that's it. When they are going back to home, they are returned to their own defaults. They are going to use their own dialect. So this made them limited exposure about learning English. I can see there are small percentage they are going to use English as a medium to communicate at their home, but that depends on their family background. So we English teachers, we are wondering, because digital tools like phone and social media are everywhere now, and we know kids love to use them. So why don't we take advantage of this? Therefore, my team and I, we propose a tier 2 model to check the connection between media device, language setting, and smart social media, digital platforms. They can contribute to English vocabulary capabilities and can be beneficial to them for their classroom engagement. We done quantitative research, and we asked about 160 year 6 and year 6 only students from 3 different districts in Terengganu. Mara is my own school, one in Setiu, and one is from Terengganu. All of these from rural areas. I would like to emphasize that. Because this is a quantitative research, we need year 6, and then we need to be mature enough to answer the questionnaire, because if they might use and answer it by random, and that make our answer, our data may not show the real world. So we are strict about this. All the questionnaire we analyze and use smart analysis, smart AI software to analyze the data. Okay, the key finding is it shows that TikTok and YouTube are popular among primary school students. It's contributed 50% of the vocab fluency gains. For me, that is a big number. It really boosts the vocab fluency and bring the big impact to measure over half of the improvement. It's like they are learning English while watching. That is something we want to tackle when we teaching them in the classroom. The other day, my student in writing, they write the word step up. So I asked him, why you learn this? And he said, from TikTok. So it made me, I think the social media really give you the impact. The key findings number 2 is the mobile setting engagement. The setting at the book itself can contribute the vocabulary gains, it's like setting. So in a class, we normally, I don't know how to do a setting when we're going to use the word setting, but in a form, of course, the setting now we know setting is aturan. So according to our schedule, we expect 30 or up to 35% of the vocab engagement. It means switching from to English help them to improve their vocabulary. All right. Since we know digital devices can help them, so I encourage teachers to use all the devices and apps in order to help them learning English. At least we can turn them from the stress in the class to fun. And as we can see for the future, use, we can use AI, power phone that power with AI. We talk about AI AI massively for the past 2 years. AI here, AI there, and the kids don't know what is it. But today, such Tempat, empowered with AI, and we know the ChatGPT, and then massive ChatGPT come up today. And why don't we use them? As I generate this using engineering. That's it. Thank you for listening. Thank you for listening, and that's all.
Oh. So congratulations ke satu mesti supaya sah. It's very nice research and it's very current situation in our education in environment. Okay. During your research, how what do you find? What do you get the obstacle from student? That we know it's our rural student to first English. What is obstacle that you having facing?
Obstacle.
To get
To get the respondent that mentioned enough to answer the questionnaire, because we are afraid those students they tend to think every question must have exact answer. So they might be confused between questionnaire and examination question. So we told them for this questionnaire there is no all right answer. If you know, choose a 5 or 5, 6, 7 in this scale. If you don't, then you may choose 4, 3, 2. That is the main objective.
And last one is that we know what when we present. The current issue is students are not interested in English, especially our rural. And you study in year 6.
Yes.
Why do you start?
Not exactly year 6. So we want a respondent from year 6 because imagine if they get sample from year 2 or year 3, they might not answer accordingly. So we want clean sample for them.
How to implement your approach to students like that, like TikTok and whatever, because your students cannot bring the gadget to school. So how you make the approach or your study?
The gadget, those things, especially the main problem in rural area is internet connectivity. But it's about rural area, internet connectivity is limited but not absent. Those YouTube can be downloaded first, and then we have facilities at school. They can, tumpang the internet at school, download them, and they can watch them at home. Yeah, that's one of the solutions we found.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any question from student? Ada? From audience? Ada. Video.
Tanya pada pemerintah menjemput Dr. Badruddin bin Hasan untuk menyampaikan cerita kepada Dr. Saiful Afdan dari Inovasi.
Gambar. Ada lagi? Ada?
melengahkan masa lagi, dipersilakan pembentang seterusnya untuk membentangkan hasil pendidikan yang bertajuk Harnessing AI for Language Mastery, investigating the impact of ChatGPT on writing performance among pre-university students of SMK Tengku Lela Segara, yang akan disampaikan oleh Dr. Rosidah binti Ramli. Persilakan.
We conducted a conventional educational research titled Harnessing AI for Language Mastery, investigating the impact of ChatGPT on writing performance among pre-university students of SMK. So, some context of our study, the integration of AI technologies has transformed modern education by providing personalized and real-time support for students. Basically, AI technology not just fancy technology anymore, but also helping students in their grammar, vocabulary, and generating helping them in their writing. And as a pre-university or complex students, they have to sit for Malaysian universities. And as we know, writing is often regarded as the most challenging component because students have problems in grammar, vocabulary, coherence. Basically, we can say it's hard for them to organize their thought or to provide their valid argument. And students frequently have limited writing practice, insufficient, we can say insufficient personalized individual feedback from their teachers. So, traditional methods lack personalization, so making it difficult to support learners with diverse needs. So here our research objectives. We have 4 research objectives. Number 1 and number 2 is to identify the level of perception and the level of practice in using ChatGPT in their word writing. And number 3 and number 4, we wanted to identify the influence of their perception of their practices in using ChatGPT in word writing towards their actual word writing performance. And we formulated 2 alternative hypotheses from the research objectives. Next. Let's take a look what research is talking about our study. From the bigger picture, AI education, AI enables personalized and adaptive learning, it supports grammar, vocabulary, writing, and zooming in a bit, we go to AI tools in writing. Tools like, for example, ChatGPT, Grammarly has improved students' learning and accuracy, and also their ideal flow. It also helps in reducing anxiety, but some raise concerns that overuse of it may hinder students' creativity. From the students' perspective, mostly are positive that AI tools in education help in real-time feedback, give them control of their writing, but some raise concerns of over-reliance and ethical that practice. So on the achievement and practice side, studies have shown that regular use can build mental connection, which is the ability of students to reflect and improve on their own. And of course, studies also show that AI supports differentiated learning or differentiated instruction, which is very important for preparation. Next. Okay, our study is conducted using descriptive, correlational, cross-sectional study. So basically, we wanted to explore the relationship between students' perception, their persistence, and their actual word writing performance. Our sample consisting of 64 semester 3 STPM students from SMK to Lela Segara, and we use photo sampling because we want to include all of them in the study. Okay, data was collected using structured Google form that consisting of 5 sections, which show demographic information, frequency used for ChatGPT, student perception, is using ChatGPT in their word writing, and also their web writing score. And the instrument were adapted from Masa and Tempat. To ensure validity and reliability, we use back evaluation process followed by review by faculty teachers, and also they want to make sure to ensure that the meaning is accurate and suitable for students. Okay. As for reliability, perception is 0.90 and practice is 0.92. And then students would even, the respondent would even one week with the plate form. And then data and lastly, SPSS, we use distributed analysis based on place and cards. And inferential and suggest decent correlation and also multiple regression that often. Okay, next. Okay, from 64 of our respondents, 78.1% were male and 21.9% were men. And if you look, when you look at the frequency of the ChatGPT use, you can see that majority of students, 29.7%, use ChatGPT in their writing 2 to 4 times a week. And as we can see, the lowest number of students, 4.6%, use ChatGPT regularly. So we can say that majority of students use ChatGPT regularly, showing strong integration of the AI tools into their activities. Okay, next. For our research question 1, the mean score was 4.13, which is high. So that they say that we can conclude that students perceive ChatGPT as a highly effective and supportive writing assistant. Though some may have more concerns on its accuracy, as you can see the lowest rated item, I trust the authenticity of ChatGPT results. Okay, next. For our research question 2, the mean score is 4.31, which is very high. And we can conclude that students are not only frequent users, but also confident and satisfied and likely to recommend ChatGPT for their writing tasks. Okay, next. For business question 3, the business correlation test was not significant. So we can say that no significant relationship found between students' perception towards the use of ChatGPT in web writing. So our alternative hypothesis number 1 is not supported, which means perception alone does not affect students' web writing achievement. Okay, this is question 4. For research question number 4, the basic correlation test is significant. Okay, and the relationship is strong, it is 0.67. And when we run the regression analysis, we can say that practice of using ChatGPT in web writing explains about 44% of web writing score failure. And interestingly, what is interesting is that every 1 point increase in students' practice in web writing, in using ChatGPT in web writing, their web writing score will increase about 7.12 marks. So we can conclude, in short, our hypothesis number 2 is supported, which means that more use of ChatGPT in writing will result in higher web writing achievement. Okay, next. So the conclusion number 1, perception alone did not influence their web writing score. Practice methods which may require effective use of ChatGPT in writing explain 44% of their writing achievement. About almost half of their writing achievement is influenced by their practice in using ChatGPT in web writing. And takeaway from this study, number 1, integration of AI must go beyond awareness. We don't just students to use ChatGPT, but also strategic and ethical application of it. Number 2, teachers should employ AI tools with scaffolding and reflection so that we can promote accountability, productivity, and empowerment. And number 3, our findings align beautifully with the design modeling framework, which is using technology to build holistic and ethical learners. And of course, our study has its own limitation We use more sample from a single school, and we use that with report instrument. So for next research, maybe we can adopt study and to compare different AI tools. So that's all from our team. Thank you so much for listening.
Okay, thank you, and congratulations to Dr. Rosida on the end. It's very good research and also current issue and top issues in our education. So I just want to know when your student using the AI in their or activities, that's mean to me they are very depending to AI to settle their job or practice or exercise. So what is your comment?
Okay.
100% depending on AI to get any idea or yes.
Okay. At first,
Yeah.
teachers, we worry that when we introduce AI, there will be over depending on AI in implementing the state. So firstly, what we do is in the first semester, we conducted a workshop, a one-day workshop to introduce them to the proper use of ChatGPT. What can we do? What can we do to use ChatGPT effectively in our learning? And as for us, the teachers, we don't give them essays or to use ChatGPT as end product. Don't use ChatGPT to get end product. Don't just simply give the topic and get the essay, submit to your teacher. But instead, we teach them how to use ChatGPT to outline their ideas. So they generate the ideas, and from the ideas they can write the essay. And of course, format, we have a format to follow. So basically, they know that if they copy 100% from ChatGPT, it will not follow the word format. So we have the tool. So they have to translate the main one into a proper essay, and that's how we prevent them to be over reliant in using ChatGPT.
That's all. Thank you.
Any questions? Thank you so much.
Alhamdulillah, tanya kepada pembentang dijemput Dr. Badruddin bin Hasan untuk menyampaikan sipil kepada Dr. Rosida binti Alhamdulillah, kita telah mendengar berbagai idea kreatif dan kritis daripada semua pembentang. Diharapkan secara ilmu dan perkongsian dapat memberi inspirasi kepada pendidikan negara. Seterusnya, dijemput Dr. Badruddin bin Hasan selaku panel juri dalam sidang ini untuk menerima sijil dan cenderamata sebagai tanda penghargaan.
Lepas saya.
Sebagai penutup, saya ingin menjemput semua peserta dan panel untuk mengambil bahagian dalam sesi fotografi. Dengan itu berakhirlah sidang perkataan hari ini. Terima kasih atas kebertangan dan perhatian semua. Dan tanya kepada semua perbincangan usaha dan kreativiti masing-masing. Sekian, wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Jom ambil gambar.
Boleh? Tak.
Dia tak ada background ni.
Yang mana ni? Saya tak ada background. Ibu, betul saya. Boleh, pegang lagi cantik. Oh ya, cukup. Kan. Sebenarnya dapat menangga. Boleh pegang lagi.
Yang lain sama juga.
Saya